sunrise. You can die for it, an idea or the world. People have done so brilliantly, letting their small bodies be bound to the stake, creating an unforgettable fury of light. But this morning, climbing the familiar hills in the familiar fabric of dawn, I thought of China and India and Europe, and I thought about the sun blazes for everyone just so joyfully as it rises under the lashes of my own eyes. And I thought, I am so many. What is my name? What is the name of the deep breath I would take over and over for all of us? Call it whatever you want. It is happiness. It is another one of the ways to enter fire. Mary Oliver, dream work. Every time I open this book, it is in the most profound spot, speaking directly to me in conversation. That's how I always felt about her. She is probably my favorite poet. I am sitting at a loss today. Well, let me say, welcome to the Creative Return. We are back. We are here. We are showing up no matter what. Because this matters, I have to believe it matters that we show up for the creative, for what is beautiful, for what ignites hope, a remembering of each of us having a part. Because as the world seems to be burning and destroying itself in the most radical ways, I sit in silence and in this unknown place with you. I honestly have very little words, very few words to help us comprehend, other than agreeing with those that long and believe in the love and how it wants to present itself. Like I've said before, for me, love has two forms of expression. It's fear or joy. Now, when we sit in community and we pause together, or we create, or we play, or we serve food for the hungry, or we take care of the children, or we dance, or we just sit around the tree in silence, in awe, in wonder. These are the moments that we want to create more of. These are the actions. This is my action of rebellion to what currently is. And I hope you will join us. I hope that we can create more moments of play where we all feel productive and loving and taking action in ways that feel profoundly authentic. Because I feel really strongly that it's time for us to wake up to our authentic expression as this full moon rises in Leo soon. I do feel this call for breaking down all the facades, all the ways that we are not honoring our authentic selves. We cannot pretend any longer. It's like the mask of the politics have to fall now. It's done. So I hope with me you will join us here in this kind of mindset of joy and love, and see that as an act of rebellion, not to be complicit in the fear and in retaliating in fear and isolating in fear, but rather let us show up for each other and ourselves. And talking about, we're going to read chapter 4 from my book, but this whole practice of metamorphosis is remembering that the world reflects what we feel within. So if we cultivate fear, we will keep seeing that. We will keep perpetuating the same history over and over. If we start cultivating more joy, light within, that is what the world will reflect. It's just the way nature works. That's my rant for the moment. Oh my goodness, so many feelings. We are all having them. So let's just take a deep breath together and exhale. And remember that we do not sit here alone, that we are surrounded with unseen forces that makes themselves visible in the air, in the wind, in the fire, on this earth that we walk on, eat from, live on. I read something beautiful someone wrote, and I will go find out who it was. It just passed over my screen today. We are humans, beings of the earth. Oh, I love that so much. We are humans, beings of the earth. May we remember. Also honoring all the emotions and all the feelings, and how water is our teacher, how to handle and allow the tears to flow. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to stomp your feet. Maybe scream. In our grief circle this week, there was a lot of feelings coming up of that anger needing to be expressed. And that's all we need to do, is find safe expression so that our world, so I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to feel, we're here to express and experience, and it can be joyful. So chapter 4, here we go. The thrill of waking up in an unfamiliar place was tremendous. Each morning I would look at my map, head to the bus stop, and wait for the next adventure to find me. This time, it led me to the frosty autumn streets of Glen Nevis, a small town cradled at the foot of a mountain. It was nothing like the Drakensberg or the Swartberge back home. Here there was snow. I was mesmerized. The soft flakes kissed my cheeks, melting like whispers against my skin. The earth felt different underfoot, quieter, slower, as if wrapped in a dream. The land was painted white, and I stood transfixed, loving the sensation of snow dissolving on the tip of my nose. I packed my small backpack with lunch and water, and then set off toward the mountain I had watched from my hostel window in Fort William. The steep, winding path called to me, and I couldn't resist. Others passed me on their descent as I climbed, warning me of the worsening snow. Their accents blurred into the wind, their concerns lost on my ears. My impulse was too strong, so I simply smiled, greeted them, and pressed on. The high of the climb was intoxicating. I felt invisible. Then I reached a sheer cliff face. I had no equipment, no training, and no desire to tempt fate. So I veered off the path and found a flat rock to sit on, gazing in awe at the world below. The red bricked homes scattered through the grey landscape charmed me. Snow tickled my face, the air electric with solitude and presence. As I bent down to touch the cold, wet wonder of the divine's paint, something caught the light, a glint in the snow. I reached for it and found a bone. I just knew it was meant for me. Childlike wonder eclipsed any notion of danger. Snowflakes swirled around me, each one a tiny miracle. I caught them on my tongue and let them melt on my fingertips, each carrying a unique pattern, an intricate signature. And then the spell broke. A group of hikers hurried past, voices urgent. The storm was worsening, and they insisted I come down with them. Even though I felt fearless, I was grateful for their insistence. The descent was treacherous, the wind fierce, the storm swallowing the world in white. I felt a pang of disappointment for not reaching the summit, but mostly relief. For my halfway stop, for being found so quickly, for the bow now tucked safely in my pocket. This journey through the Highlands and Isles of Scotland will always be a treasured moment of pure flow, when I moved one step at a time, following impulse, following what felt good. When I felt I had gathered what I was meant to, I would return to the bus stop and wait. It was exquisite. 10 days of timeless wandering. Every encounter deepened my understanding of the guidance I was receiving, the quiet hand of protection, the innate rhythm I was learning to trust. I met people whose intentions shifted before my eyes. And over a beautiful glass of whiskey, a man might begin the night with an intention to take me home, to sleep with me, to feel powerful or lucky. And yet, somehow, I would leave untouched. My bones in my bag, my laughter in my pocket. We would talk, we would truly see each other, and something would shift. Yes, I ended up in strangers' homes, vulnerable. But maybe my unwavering presence made me untouchable, or maybe I was simply lucky, slipping away in time. It's hard to explain the way we are guided when we follow an internal rhythm not yet defined. The magic that protects the innocent is not always easy to name. It's as if the shadows retract when the innocent play out loud. Before curfew, I would make my way back to my hostel, a stare lingering on my back, a look of someone not sure what had just happened, why things hadn't gone as expected, yet somehow lighter for it. A fair exchange. And I felt like a fairy, flitting in and out of people's lives, filling my cup and theirs, expanding our worlds, and having so much fun. Yes, I had a map, but I wasn't following it. There must have been some divine hand in this adventure. No plan, only movement. I went wherever my passport allowed and my spirit led. If a path felt hard, if I became stuck in the mud, metaphorically or otherwise, I would pause, turn in slow circles, and wait. I would wait for the path of least resistance, the one lined with adventure. And so you might wonder, how did I end up on this route? That's chapter 4. I love, while I was in the mountains with grandmother Anneline, she said, easy is right, and right is easy. And I feel strongly about that. It's kind of how I've lived my life so far for the last few decades. And it doesn't mean there's not challenging times or you don't meet your obstacles, but there is an ease to it. And I feel that's what we are now. We're hitting a crossroads. And if we all step into authenticity, if we all choose our true part, not playing the part we think others need us to, not falling into obligation, but falling into that innate knowing, trusting life, trusting love, joy, trusting each other. Trusting each other. Okay, my friends, I really appreciate you joining me here for this adventure through finding my bones and just being here together. I appreciate you sharing space and time. If you are here, send me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, whatever works for you. I will be back with chapter 5. I'm sending you off with so much love and light, holding that that is the truth for the future. Stand with all of us. Much love.